You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in the studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events most of all. Thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender.
Welcome back.
Jim Norton is in the house and old enough to remember that song. Good morning. Good morning, Jim. Realty Pro 100. Welcome. Let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we celebrate every day on Ron Siegel. I think we started celebrating these yesterday. I think if I'm not mistaken, Josh, I think it was an early start because yesterday we had I Love My Feet Day. And that was a stinky celebration. So today we're going to go with the real celebrations. National Mail Order Catalog Day. I don't know if does anybody have mail order catalogs anymore? Right, I think it's Amazon's taken over all of that stuff. I used to get the Cabela's one, and there was a few others, but I don't think they even do.
How about the Sears catalog?
This Sears, boy, you're okay. I don't even want to ask Josh if he remembers Sears. Okay, so right. I mean, that's a long time ago. But today, National Ice Cream Pie Day. Okay, that's a good one. So we start off with Pinot Noir Day, not Pinot Noir Day, but Pinot Noir Day.
Oh,
today's National Pinot Noir Day.
I'm in.
Throw that in with National Fajita Day, which is also today.
Oh.
And finish it off with Ice Cream Pie Day. Now, here's one that we need to get rid of, right? This one's horrible. Today's also Congressional Startup Day. Nothing good about that one.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Right there, there's a lot of trouble when anytime you're dealing with the Congress and getting them involved in, well, they don't do anything that's positive, so we don't want to deal with Congress in any event. But it is also National. We'll look through it. We'll just move right along and see if we can get on to something more exciting today. Let's see what the markets are doing. That's Dow Jones is now down 2173. The S&P 500 down 3.79. Nasdaq up 4.49. Oil down 37 cents a barrel. Gold is down. That's surprising. And we're looking at the 10-year Treasury. That's up a little bit. That's surprising. With all the unrest overseas, you wouldn't expect these things to be happening. Now, I am old enough. I didn't have to even read the history books to find out about what happened in Iran in the Jimmy Carter days. Well, we're seeing that. You're old enough to remember that one too, right?
No, let's go to Saigon. I remember Saigon.
Wow. Okay. What about World War II?
Well, a little bit more because my dad flew in World War II.
Okay, so so we're looking at these things and we just wonder what's going on in the world right now. Well, we know when you've got a feckless president that's out there on vacation, got elected by being in his basement. You got to wonder. It's what happens when you decide to vote against somebody instead of for somebody, and we're paying the price for that right now. Look what's going on over there in Afghanistan. Yeah, the Taliban says they changed. Really? Do you believe that? I don't think so. So we're getting these trouble over there. People that want to go. So the Taliban says, well, you can fly out. Anybody that wants to can fly out. Can't get to the airport, but you can fly out. Don't know how that exactly is going to work in that sense, but that is what they're telling everybody. Not a good world over there right now. Not safe for our fellow citizens there, and those that have been helping us for all these years. What do you think they're saying right now about the Biden administration? You think they're excited to have President Biden as the leader of? Well, I don't think they're going to probably call it the free world, but just a different issue right there. A lot of troubles going on right there. Now, here's the other one, moving back to the mainland, the homeland. Gotta love this one because I did see this in the morning in the news this morning. Think about this concept. All over the country, we're starting to see where different organizations and government organizations and medical organizations are starting to mandate vaccinations. Now, how would you feel if you were a law enforcement officer, not in Portland because they don't care about law enforcement there anyway. You can just go and do whatever you want there. But a law enforcement officer, maybe in Orange County, California, maybe in anywhere else in Southern California, how would you feel if you were a firefighter? How would you feel if you were a doctor, nurse, first responder? And throughout the entire early stages of the pandemic, you went to work. There was no vaccine available. You went to work, you saved the people's lives, you did your job. And now, by the way, if you don't get this vaccine, whether you want it or not, you're fired. Wow, isn't that a great thank you that we're giving to these people that put their life on the line for us? Anybody got a problem with that? Am I just the only one? Am I well, some people say I am a unique individual. But the concept here is, does anybody else have a problem with that? It kind of bothers me a little bit, maybe a lot of bit, that's what we're saying. Now, I've got friends in low places, but I've also got some friends that fit into these categories, right? And they've been out there on the front line. One friend, 22 years as an emergency room nurse, then worked during the pandemic, hospice nurse. Said, I don't want to get vaccinated. I may not have a job after September, October. Now, I may be missing something. Last I heard, we're short on staff in the hospitals. Teachers, right? Teachers are saying that maybe they don't want to get vaccinated. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I got vaccinated. I have my own reasons. I think everybody else has their own reasons and is entitled to their reasons, whether they did it or did not do it. I think people are entitled to their own decisions here. But the government, they say they're the only ones that know. How'd you like to have a business, a restaurant, right? You're on life support, literally. Hard to make things go. And now you're getting told that you have to be the mask police. Really? Is that what business has come to nowadays? Is that what our society's come to? Anybody hear of freedom? I just don't get some of these things. And as we reported yesterday, we're still looking at a rolling average, 500 deaths per day, rolling average 10 days in a row. Average, right? We just average these numbers. 500 deaths a day from COVID, 1,300 deaths a day from cigarette-related issues. One is chastised, one is not. One death is too many, but you know something? I think that's part of the life cycle. I think every day, I don't know that we're going to ever have a day in this country where nobody dies. I might be wrong, but I don't think that's going to happen. But we move on. Let's take a look at our problem solver segment today. Got a couple of items here that we're going to share with you. Veterans, the question here is, what is the loan limit on the VA loan? Here's another one of those things where you have to understand what the rules are and what reality is. So the rules now are there's no limit on the veteran VA loan. You can get a VA loan to any size without any limitations. Used to be what they went with various limitations, right around the county lending limit, and then you could pay 25% of the difference to where you wanted to be on your VA loan. Now, here's the issue that a lot of people are going to be struggling with. The issue of you don't qualify for a VA loan with us. So there are places that have overlays. Those are just places that say, you know something, we don't want to do the loan as high as the limit allows. And that's fine with that, their overlay, but they should be honest about it. Now, the one caveat that I will put on there, there's no limit as long as you've got your full entitlement still available. So understand that part of it. Second one, we'll do the second one tomorrow, commission income. We might even throw this into our Sunday broadcast. We'll talk about that one as well. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, real estate, it's still a lack of supply, not a demand. We're going to talk to Jim Norton about that one. And we've got our featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Building your future wealth starts now. Take action and put your money to work for you instead of working for your money. Are you sitting on $100,000 of home equity? Realty Pro 100 has your solution. Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program may increase your net worth by $50,000 to $75,000 or more per year. Learn more about the Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program by texting My Wealth Builder to 79564. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. License DRE 02059058.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com. Are you a military veteran, first responder, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, then you're a Ron Siegel VIP hero, and you may qualify for rewards up to $5,000 to $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with a Ron Siegel Radio partner. As a valued VIP hero, you receive special savings, rebates, and valuable discounts. Learn more by calling me, Ron Siegel, at 1-800-306-1990 or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. It's just our way of saying thank you.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990. Yes, Geneva does do that VA loan that I just spoke to you about in the last segment. No limit on the amount as long as you've got the full entitlement. We don't limit it. Depends on what the government says. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average now down 32.87. NASDAQ is up 5.66. S&P 500 down 478. The 10-year Treasury is up 2 basis points. That's on the yield. The bond is down 8 basis points, which means interest rates are up a little bit, which is a little bit odd when you think about all the global unrest. Generally, you're going to see the bond on the 10-year Treasury will go up, which means the yield goes down on both of them. And that's not what's happening right now. So the world is saying, who cares what happens in Afghanistan? I think that that'll change over time. Mortgage Bankers Association released their mortgage application data for the week ending August 13th, showing that overall application volume decreased by 3.9%. Applications to purchase a home were down 1%. Refinances down 5%. Don't forget when we're talking about these application data that there is a little bit of misleading data or guidance coming out of there. And part of that has to do with the fact that there are almost double the amount, 50% more cash buyers in the marketplace right now than there had been. So when you add the cash buyers, that's not really giving us these numbers are not giving us true guidance on what's really going on in the market in the real estate world. Housing starts for July were reported at 1.534 million unit pace, which is down 116,000 from last month's revised report of 1,650,000. The housing permits, which are a good indicator of future starts, increased to 1.635 million units. This is down 41,000 from last month's revised figure of 1.594 million units. So we're seeing that they're getting the permits. They might start the properties, but they're not finishing them. So that's a whole different story right there. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. We got a new website, and it's easy for me to remember. I'm old, so 800-306-1990.com. You got that one, 800-306-1990.com. So you can either go to ronsiegelradio.com or 800-306-1990.com. Get us either place and just get a hold of us so we can give you some great guidance. Best guidance that we have is what we offer every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Chatting this morning, we're going to chat with our friend Jim Norton is in the house, Realty Pro 100. Been doing real estate for at least 20, 30 minutes, so we're going to got great insight from him. Good morning, Jim.
Morning, Ron.
20, 30 minutes. 20 or 30 minutes. He's an expert in the last 20 or 30 minutes. Yeah. How long have you been doing real estate?
1980 started.
1980.
41 years.
41. Wow.
My degree is my background degree is in urban planning, so I'm actually an urban planner.
Urban planner. Did you say planner or planter?
No, planner.
Planner. Okay, I
plan urbans.
Just thought we'd throw that in there and find out exactly. So, what kind of market? Where's the world right now on the market?
It's a bust. We're busting, man.
What's that mean?
Well, the bubble's bursting. We're bursting. That's it. I mean, I know you sit here every day and say, well, there's no bubble. There's no this. It's bursting. The real estate market's collapsing. You ask anybody at Stater Brothers, that's what they think. They think the world's going to collapse. You look at them and say, well, wait a minute. What about interest rates? They're lower than they've ever been in history. Are they going up? No. What about prices? Are there affordable rentals out there to buy so you can leverage your equity? Yeah. So where do you get the idea that it's busting? Where do you get this idea there's a bubble?
I know where.
I don't understand it all. I'm doing, obviously, I'm being sarcastic about it.
No, I get it. But I know where they're getting the information.
They're
listening to the mainstream media who lies all the time.
They're gloom and doom. And the reality is, everybody says, boy, I look back 5 years ago and I should have bought something. It's like, this is the look back. This is the time to go. It doesn't matter whether or not, I mean, we've always said from day one, you're the this one because you're the lender. Interest rate is the key. The lower the interest rate, the better you're going to be, and the better. It's not price,
right?
It's interest rate. So
let me ask you this then, Jim.
That's fine.
Was it cheaper to buy a house when you started in 1980 or today?
Well, how do you want to attack that? Because the price was my first My first townhome, like you, I bought a townhome, 115,000, 8% interest.
8%. You got a good deal. 8% back then. I was paying 18%.
No, it was coming. It had already come. It'd come through the Carter. It'd come through.
83
Carter.
is when I bought mine, and it was.
No.
We still had. Yeah, look. I'll show you the. You want my copy of my?
Yeah.
It was. That was. Yeah, it was craziness back then. But think about this.
I remember. I mean, we couldn't believe. I mean, by the time we went to 18%, you might as well just been in a recession in terms of real estate.
Right, but here's my thought, and the reason I asked you that question was that. And I don't want, we don't want to get into the inflation and adjusted numbers or anything like that. But when you look at it, okay, so you paid $115,000 in the 80s time frame, right? And people were probably saying, well, wait, the price is going to come down. In the 90s, was it more or less than that $115,000? It's probably more.
It was more.
But
then 95, it went down.
Right, but
that was a real estate recession.
But what I'm getting at is, so in the 90s it was more, it had gone up. In the decade of the 2000s, it probably went up. In the 2010s, it was higher. 2020, it's higher. Now, I don't want to say anything, but we've gone through 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years right here, right? And every decade we say the prices were better 10 years ago. There is never, from the research that we've done, there's never been a 10-year period that we can look back on any time where real estate was less expensive 10 years ago than it was 10 years.
I'm with you. I'm with where you're going on this.
Right. So when you say,
true.
okay.
I mean, people panic though, is they say, you said 2010, it was better. It really was better. 2006, you would have said the same thing because prices had dropped.
Right.
But they came right back up.
That's the whole thing.
Now they're past it. Now they drop a little bit more. Now they're past it. So sure, prices are going to drop from just because demand will drop. And so if you're looking at a $550,000, let's say townhome.
Sure.
Today, you might say, well, what happens when it recedes to 480? It's like nothing happens.
Buy more.
Buy more.
Right?
The equity, I'll buy more. But what if the interest rate goes up to 5%? That changes the dynamics of how you can get your equity out and buy more. This is the moment in time. We all know interest rates are going to go up.
Yeah, we don't know when.
We don't know when. We don't know how far.
Right.
So what we can make our decisions on is our situation today. Like you said before, if you bought a house 2 years ago, you've got plenty of equity. You've only been paying down the house for 2 years. You can take out, let's say, $100,000 to buy a rental.
Okay? Right.
So be straight about it. And let's say it's $550. So
see, I like the idea of take out $100,000 and buy something bigger and better for yourself and make the departing property your rental. It's going to help. Well, the reason I say that is it's going to save you probably around 0.5% on interest.
True.
Right.
Which brings it down even better.
Which makes it even better for you.
Again, you've got to sit down with somebody of knowledge. That's either you or I.
Right.
We're going to be straight about that. We'll go through these scenarios with you to lay it out, because now is the best time. If you're wondering when it's going to be next month or was it last month? No, it's today.
Well,
today is the best time to buy.
So let's take this one step further before we go to a quick break. If I call you up, you're a great real estate professional, 40 some years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, whatever it is, right? Right. You've been doing this for a long time. You got a lot of experience, and you got tremendous experience, knowledge, and know the market. But I call you up and I say, Jim, I want to go buy a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house, and I want to pay $19.95 prices. Can you help me? Can't do that.
Yeah,
right. You can't pay
not in the state of California.
Right. You can't pay prices from yesterday. And what my point is if you wait a year to go buy a new house, you're not going to be able to pay 2020 prices. Right? 2020 prices are only good today.
And you might not have 2020 interest rates.
You may not have 2020 exactly.
It's a package.
I don't even know if you're going to have the interest rates from August 18th.
Right.
I mean, people think that I'm going to wait until next week until they get lower.
Right.
Really? Do you have a better crystal ball than I do? because I don't know what they're going to do next week. And I know a lot of smart people and they don't know what they're going to do next week.
No.
So what makes anybody think, if you could figure out what interest rates are going to do next week, you're in the wrong job, right? You get a job in the bond market because you could make literally a fortune.
Right. If you have that kind of
if you're accurate.
Ball, but you're
most of us don't have that.
But you're correct about it's time. You need to look at your situation. You need to act. The best investors are the investors that are constantly looking at their portfolio and constantly reinvesting or moving their portfolio around.
Sure.
Now, if real estate moves a little slower, because what you're really looking to do is you're looking to, like you said, let's say you decide to take some money out of your house, buy a new house, rent your old house, and that's going to be more like a 5-year program. But that is for that particular property. It doesn't mean you're not going to think in 2 years I might get another property. I heard you say before, I think we said it on this program, what if you had 10 properties, and actually I'm quoting a friend of mine, he has 10 properties, and they have been cash flowing since he was 45 years old.
Wow.
So,
well, wait a second. Cash flowing since he's 45 years old. How old is he now?
He's about 70.
70. We're going to talk about this. What does that mean? What if money was no longer any kind of a concern to you? We're going to see if we can figure out how to do that. Would you like to do that? We're going to talk to Jim Norton about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. What real estate, it's a lack of supply, not a lack of demand. We're going to talk about that as well. You can reach me anytime off air, number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
What's your plan to beat inflation and protect and build your future wealth? If you're not sure, and if you would like to learn the secret of building wealth by utilizing your current assets with little or no risk, Realty Pro 100 has your solution. Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder Program may increase your net worth by $50,000 to $75,000 or more per year. Learn more about the Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder Program by texting My Wealth Builder to 79564. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. License DRE 02059058.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you own a luxury home or planning to purchase one? If so, your home may be your largest asset, but your mortgage may also be your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team is offering amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates in the 3%, and 15-year rates in the 2s. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com or call me directly. My number is 800-306-1990, licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694552.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. SLT Home Digest, 79564. Real estate, it's still a lack of supply, not a lack of demand. One of the major questions real estate experts are asking today is whether prospective home buyers still believe purchasing a home makes sense. Some claim rapidly rising home prices are impacting demand and, by extension, leading to the recent slowdown in sales activity. However, demand isn't the real issue. Instead, it's a lack of supply. That's the homes available for sale. An article from the Wall Street Journal shows that this is true for new home construction. Quote, home builders have sold more homes than they can build. Now they're limiting their sales in an effort to catch up, unquote. The article quotes David Auld, CEO of D.R. Horton, the largest home builder by volume in the United States since 2002, explaining how they don't have enough homes for the number of buyers coming into their models. Quote, through our history, to have somebody walk into our models and to tell them, quote, we don't have a house for you to buy today, unquote, is something that is foreign to us. That's the end of the quote from Mr. Auld. Danielle Hale, chief economist for Realtor.com, also explains that in the existing home sale market, the slowdown in sales was a supply challenge, not a lack of demand. Responding to a recent uptick in listings coming to market, she notes, quote, if these changing inventory dynamics continue, we could see a wave of real estate activity heading into the latter part of the year, unquote. Again, the buyers are there. We just need houses to sell to them. If the slowdown in sales was a result of demand waning, we would start to see home prices beginning to moderate, but this is not the case. As Mark Fleming, chief economist for First American, explains, there's a lot of conversation around rising prices and falling quantity in the housing market. And there's this concept or this idea that it's a demand side problem. But if demand were falling dramatically, we would actually see less price pressure, less home price growth. Instead, we're seeing price appreciation accelerate throughout this year, as evidenced by the year-over-year percentage increases reported by CoreLogic. And CoreLogic reports backwards good. They do a good job reporting what happened. Forecasting, they're a little off. January, they reported a percentage increase, year-over-year increase, 10%. February, 10.4. March, 11.3. April, 13. May, 15.4. June, 17.4. Don't have July numbers yet. There's a shortage of listings, not buyers. There are three very good reasons for purchasers to still be interested in buying a home this year. Number one, affordability is not the challenge some are claiming it to be. The home prices have risen dramatically over the last 18 months. Mortgage rates remain near historic lows because of these near record rates. Monthly mortgage payments are affordable for most buyers, while homes are less affordable than they were last year. When we adjust for inflation, we can see they're also more affordable than they were in the 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, and much of the 2000s. Number two, owning is a better long-term decision than renting. A recent study shows renting a home takes up a higher percentage of a household's income than owning one. According to analysis, here's the percentage of income buyers and renters should expect to pay now versus at the end of the year. And we've got a chart for this. We have a chart for everything, right? Percentage of income a home buyer or renter should expect to pay for monthly housing expenses. Today, 19.4% for an owner, 30% for a renter. By the end of the year, 23.1% is for the owner, 30.2% for the renter. While the principal interest of a monthly mortgage payment remains the same over the life of the loan, rents increase almost every year. Number three, owners build their wealth, renters build their landlord's wealth. That's an interesting thought. And let's see the bottom line. Well, actually, 94% of the markets, there was a greater than 10% increase in median price. 94% of the markets. That means if you bought a $400,000 home in one of those markets, your net worth increased by at least $40,000 if you rented. The landlord was the recipient of the wealth increase, not you. For many reasons, housing demand is still extremely strong. What we need is more supply, house listings to meet that demand. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find that dream home before someone else does. So before the break, if you were listening to Jim Norton, he threw out a concept here, or maybe it could be your game plan. Your game plan could be that not having money as a financial concern for you. Do you think that would be interesting to anybody? Not having money being a financial concern, any kind of a worry? What if money came in every single month? You had thousands of dollars coming in every month, and maybe even some of them was free cash flow. You have to get on a plan. That doesn't just happen. It's not by accident, right? That doesn't work that way. So before the break, Jim was talking about a friend or acquaintance of his that now has 10 properties, started acquiring them roughly age 45. He's now age 70. So my math says that's about 25 years.
Right.
What if you're 30 years old and start doing the same thing? Holy cow.
Yeah.
So
you're retired at 45.
retire at 45.
Yeah, because
I can't retire at 45. I'm past that already, so it's too late.
No, too late for us.
Right. So, but the concept here still works, right? So the concept is he apparently, did he buy all his houses at one time?
No, I bought them over a spread of time, but he basically did
which means it's doable.
It's doable.
Right. I mean, the reason I ask that is, I mean, even at a $300,000, not too many people have $3 million that they can go and just plunk down or have the credit availability of $3 million to go and just get started.
You buy one, you build some equity, you take some equity out, you buy another one. You build some equity. The first one's still building equity. Now two are building equity. It's a compounding effect.
It's a mushroom.
Exactly.
Right. It keeps on growing because so you say, okay, well, I buy one. 5 years later, I buy the second one. 5 years later, I buy a third one. So you got to wait a long time to do this. No, because what happens is in year one, you're buying a house. Right. In year 6, you might buy a house, but now you've got 2 houses appreciating. So now in year 10, you might buy 2 houses.
2 houses.
Right. And then year 15, maybe you can afford to buy 4 houses. So now you're at 8 houses in 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Not 5 houses, not 3 houses, but 8 houses.
Right. 15 years. That's not a long time in the scope of things. You hope it's not a long time.
Well, you're
depending on your age.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a 25-year-old coming out, you just bought a condo, and then you start a program like this, then you're 35. You're still in your career.
You're just barely getting into your career.
And everybody else around you is saying, I got my 401k, I got this. You've got how many houses do we get up to?
But look at this.
8.
In year 20, you've got 8 houses, 16 houses.
Yeah.
In year 20, 16 houses. How old are you?
Or maybe you've switched over and gone into apartments too.
Right. Yeah, you could have gone into apartments, commercial buildings, multi-unit.
You're only limited by your vision. And that's
and your game plan.
And your game plan.
Right. And having a good household board of directors.
How many commercials a day do we see for some brokerage, whether it's Charles Schwab type of thing, and they're like, you need to sit down with us, we need to plan your retirement, you need to plan this. How many of those include planning something like this? None of those investments get equity returns like this. None of those can be leveraged like this.
Right.
Think about it. You start listening to Charles Schwab at 25, and you start listening to Rapid Equity Program at 25. Where are you going to be on both of them? I mean, I'm not saying don't save, don't put in your 401k. Those are great things. When a company.
Wait. Back up, Jim. Don't put money in your 401k.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you that.
He's a 401k anti.
Right, so, and I'll tell you why. Very simply, why. When a 401k, you're limited. Put in the exact however much your company's going to match, because you're getting free money.
And that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah,
that's free money.
Above that, don't put it in there because
Take that,
there's
put it in real
other,
estate.
there's other options, other opportunities.
Yes.
Now, I just pulled up because I like to give you real-time data. So I did just pull up the real estate report card. I just populated it just this second. So we're looking at forecast appreciation of 9.39% for Orange County, California. That's for the next year.
2022.
For 20, yeah, right, exactly.
Okay.
So, and we got 5.34 as the average over the last 64 years. 16 houses. Now, the numbers get too big for me to understand, right? I'm just a simple guy. So let's say one house and the median home price in Orange County, California is $836,000. So today,
yeah.
I'm going to use a $500,000 price because I want to be conservative. And instead of saying 5.34%, I'm going to say 5%. So that property is growing, hypothetically, nothing happens perfect, $25,000 a year.
Correct.
If we go history, we can't forecast it. We can't promise the future. I can tell you what happened in the past. So let's say $25,000 a year. Now, I have to bring up a calculator for this one because I am a little slow. I'm a simple person. So now that's $25,000 for that property. Now we talked about waiting 15 years, which fits right into our 61-year model, right? Because we said 5.34 over 61 years. Now, if we had that 16 homes, now your net worth is growing at $400,000 a year. $400,000 a year after 15 years. Anybody ever show that to you? Now, let's think about this. On that $500,000 home, it's simple to say that we could get into that for $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, that's a 10% down payment. There are programs for less than that if you don't have 50,000, but let's just use 50,000 right there. So you put 50,000 in and your return is 25,000. That's a 50% return on investment. Please do me a favor. Just a simple one right here. Call up Charles Schwab and ask them what investment they have that over the last 61 years has averaged 50% per year appreciation. What do you think, Jim? Am I going to need a long piece of paper?
Yeah, you're going to need a longer piece of paper. You're going to get a long answer to that. But, the point of this is planning. And we've talked about this before on the show. I think we almost have it as a mantra when we get together.
Right.
And that is sit down and make a plan and then just follow the plan. But don't listen to the naysayers today that there's doom and gloom on the horizon. There has to be because prices are going up. So prices will slow because demand will slow, interest rates will go up. Prices are always fluctuating in real estate.
Now, I want to ask you a question when we come back, Jim.
Okay.
Because maybe you can help me with this one. I went on Zillow's website. Maybe you've done that too. And I want to find out where the planning button is. Right? I know Rocket Mortgage has that or Staples has that big red button, the easy button.
Easy button.
I want to find out where the planning button is on the Zillow website. Maybe you can help me. We're going to talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we're going to also talk about our featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
If you're listening to this program, building personal wealth is a topic you're familiar with, and you probably understand that making money is about creating a high income from a high-paying job or running a business, while building wealth, on the other hand, is about creating a stock of value that goes up over time. You've also probably noticed lately that prices for fuel, groceries, and raw materials are skyrocketing, while your monthly income remains flat. Welcome to Inflation 101. One of the fastest growing wealth building strategies is utilizing your current assets with little or no risk, like the equity in your home. Realty Pro 100 has been helping people like you increase their net worth by $50,000 to $75,000 per year. Now's the time to put your money to work for you and beat inflation. Learn more and start building your wealth by contacting Realty Pro 100. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. Receive free information on how the Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program works and if it's the right wealth building strategy for you. License DRE 02059058.
Hey friends, do you dream of mortgage-free home ownership? Are you aware that even if you own your home free and clear, it could still be costing you thousands per year? The Siegel Lending Team can help you generate tax-free income, accumulate family wealth, and maintain ownership of your home. By simply emailing your most recent mortgage statement, you'll receive a no-obligation real estate plan. Learn more by calling 1-800-306-1990. Mortgage statement to PEAR@RonSiegelRadio.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at ronismylender.com. That's ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, the featured home segment today, being brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. Who's got the property? It looks like Marnie Baylog's got this property. Yeah, look at this one. $968,000 is the list price. 41615 via Oregio. Could be anything you want it to be. 41615 via Oregio. Palm Desert, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 3,173 square feet. A lifestyle Tuscan villa in the private gated community of Venecia, located in the heart of Palm Desert. Community is minutes to popular El Paseo shops, restaurants, McCallum Theater, Living Desert Zoo, concerts, tennis, and public Desert Willow Golf Course. Hey, Desert Willow Golf Course, that's a great golf. Well, I don't know about the golf course. Beautiful golf course. Great restaurant right in front there. I've beaten anorexia, so I know the restaurant part of it. But look at this property. It's, if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, got a good view of the pictures of this property. There's a lot more online as well. 10% down financing option, principal and interest payment $39.12 per month. 20% down, $34.77 a month. 25% down, strategically speaking, $29.16 a month. Those are principal and interest payments only. You do need to add any HOA, property taxes, insurance. If there's mortgage insurance, all that has to be added to it. But think about that concept. And yes, I know you're there. So we're going to give the scorekeepers the notes they want. APR of 3.872, 3.555, and 2.838 APRs. NMLS 217037. You want more information about this or any featured home property, give me a call at 800-306-1990. This one here, our featured home today, 41615 via our Edgeo, Palm Desert. Marnie Baylog is the listing agent on this. And again, if you want more information, give me a call, 800-306-1990. That's the featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. So before the break, we just went through an outline. Now, think about this. We have a 1-hour broadcast every morning right here on ABC News and Talk. And we are actually every afternoon, 6 to 7 p.m. We record live in the morning, so that's why I said morning. But every afternoon. Now, I know on a lot of stations out there and a lot of areas out there, you're actually listening to people chatting about, why would you pay a real estate agent a boatload of your equity? Why would you go to Zillow and look up on their information? Here's the issue. Here's the thought process right now. Anybody just tell you how to make $400,000 a year? When you go and look at those discount cut rate options, opportunities, anybody ever tell you how you can get a game plan within the next 15 years to be make potentially $400,000 a year? And, oh yeah, you don't have to go to work to do it. Think about that. Jim Norton just did that, right? And it's not a hypothetical because a friend of his has already done it. So what I started asking Jim before the break was a pretty simple question. Maybe it's simple for me. So there's all these different really fancy, crazy websites out there. And yes, I've got a bunch of them myself. Mine all have an area where you can book a time with Ron so you can get a consultation, right? bookrs15.com, bookrs15.com. And you'll go right on my calendar and book a consultation. Free, doesn't cost anything. Now, I've got the Zillow website up on my screen right now. I'm not seeing anything about consultations. Maybe somebody knows where you find it. Do you know where to find that, Jim?
I can never find it.
Right? It's not there.
It's not there.
At least, and it's not. If it is there, it's not easy to find. But is it tough to sit down with you, Jim, and make a game plan for this?
Not at all. Just call Ron, give my number, call me, it's direct, whatever you want to do.
Now,
we'd love to sit down this afternoon and we can have a great time talking about what we can do for you.
So here's this, and I love throwing curveballs at everybody around me, right? So NortonGroupsFavoriteLender.com. NortonGroupsFavoriteLender.com. I don't know if it works, but it should work, right? So Norton Groups, and maybe Josh will try that for me in the background. NortonGroupsFavoriteLender.com. We'll see if it works. I think it's going to give you an app where you can actually just send a text message right to Jim Norton if you want to. Think about it. If it doesn't right now, it will by the time you're listening to this. So, okay, Josh is telling me it's working.
It's working.
So,
there we go.
NortonGroupsFavoriteLender.com. It's a real simple place to go and get online. Go online, grab the app. Josh is going to do you have an IDX? Some way for people to search for homes?
Yes.
Perfect. So Josh will get that in there for you as well. So we're going to put all this in. And
we just set this up while we're
on air,
on the break and on the air. This has just been set up. That's how much information there is. The difference, though, is you go to Zillow and you look at what's for sale. It's very quick. It's very easy. And then they have some algorithm. And we all know what algorithms are. They're just data in, data out. So it's garbage in, garbage out. You don't know really is it going to be true. But there's not a button on there that says, well, bring me Jim Norton to talk about the real estate side. Bring me Ron Siegel to talk about the lending side. It's not just sitting down with one person, sitting down with a team of people to help you figure out your program to make you wealthy through real estate as you go.
Right.
I shouldn't say wealthy, but wealth is
whatever you want.
But independent in your finances.
You know how I define wealthy, Jim? Having enough money to do whatever you want and
when you want to do it.
The time to do it. Right? Because if you have all the money in the world and you have no time, well, what good is that? Right? But if you're getting this $400,000 a year and I'm going to throw this at you real quick because we only have about 30 seconds left. So if you've set up this game plan with Jim Norton and you've got this $400,000 a year appreciation coming in, and you go out and spend $400,000 this year. Okay. If I take that out of my 401k, what happens next year? I can't spend $400,000.
Right.
If I spend the $400,000 that I have in passive income appreciation, again, no guarantees. What happens next year? I got another 400,000, right? I get to go do it again, right? Think about that concept.
Yes.
That's the way this works. That's why we're talking to you about this concept. That's why when Jim and I were talking earlier, I said, 401k, okay, whatever the match is, put it in there. That's fine.
And that's what I meant too.
Yeah, exactly.
I was referring when you 401k. If you got 100% match, you match it up.
Absolutely.
But then you take the rest of that money and you use it for other
Put it into a
things.
good investment like real estate. I just throw it out
There
there.
it is.
As always, if you want to meet Jim Norton, give me a call, 800-306-1990, or you can get his app, NortonGroupsFavoriteLender.com, NortonGroupsFavoriteLender.com. Go on there, just download the app. It has contact information to get right to Jim and to me if you want to. And as always, I ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. Talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.